Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome here to Chapmanville, West Virginia. Chris Kidd, James Barker, J.J. Pruitt here with you as we have just gotten underway here in this JV contest and what is going to be a scintillating and exciting evening here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium as number 1 Capital has made the trip down to face off against now number 3 Chapmanville here tonight.
It should be a fun, fantastic evening of basketball here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium. Chris, 2 of the top teams in the state, regardless of class, face off here tonight.
And again, Capital got here a little bit late, but we're able to get started just about 10 minutes late as we are just underway here in this first quarter. It's 2-0 Capital at the moment. That little jumper from Wade wouldn't fall, and now we'll get a whistle out front. So it'll stay here with Capital. And this will be the final home game of the regular season for the Chapmanville Tigers as well, James. They'll have to go on the road to Williamstown on Friday and then next Monday going to Huntington before tournament play begins.
Yeah, I mean, Brandon Happer knows how to schedule some basketball games, Chris, before you head in the tournament. You've got the number 1 team in the state and Capital coming into town, and then you have 2 tough road trips next week before you hit that regional tournament.
Now we get a whistle inside as take by Beatty draws a whistle here with 5:43 remaining, and we actually looking at hopefully a big crowd here tonight. Again, we know the weather hasn't always been the best as of late. That seems to be a common theme over the last 2-3 months, but
really screws up your golf game.
Yeah, it does actually. It's not nice. I mean, it's been a couple months since I've been able to get out, James. I'm glad you pointed that out.
Anytime, buddy.
I guess I'm not going to be breaking 80 anytime soon.
Well, the temperature's definitely not, so
no.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've got a better chance of the temperature than I do myself. In the middle, nice dish over to the far side for Neal, and Jackson Neal gets the first bucket of the game for the Tigers.
Good jumper there from Neal. Good transition basketball there from the Tigers as well. See if they can get kind of acclimated in this JV game.
It's a 3-2 lead for Capital. And again, Tug Valley and Man will also be tonight on the D&D Sports Network, and we will be live on pay-per-view for the varsity matchup coming up at 7 o'clock tonight. They go down low, trying to back his way in as Bolger turnaround no good. This one tipped around and Neal comes away with it. Long lazy outlet pass leads to an open man, wide open underneath his Blair, but he can't get the layup to go. He rips it away though, and Gollihue will take a 3 from the left corner, and that one will fall.
Well, Blair missed the easy bunny there underneath the basket. Just got a little bit of nerves in that shot, but great defensive play by ripping the ball out, and then Gollihue knocks down the corner 3.
Chapmanville scoring the last 5, and Wade with a nice answer on the other end.
Wade has looked smooth for the Cougars. You could probably see him in varsity play at some point tonight. Some of those guys, Chapmanville doesn't do this, but other teams do around the state. Chapmanville is just so top heavy with talent, they don't have to, but you'll see a lot of guys play 2 quarters in JV, and then they'll play those 4 quarters, or at least have the ability to play 4 quarters in varsity.
Yeah, and I think that's really good on Chapmanville's end, just because you get these guys able to play 3-4 quarters a lot of times, get full experience of a game.
Right.
Instead of the maybe, kinda, sorta, might get in the varsity action. There's Blair with a nice take, and he'll hit the floater.
Well, development-wise, and it's just like this in any sport, you want your kids to compete for 4 quarters if possible. Even if it's a blowout in a football game or whatever, you got to find a way to get them to compete for 4 quarters, because you're always evaluating talent, trying to see where kids need to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. The score is tied 7-7 after that bucket by Beatty, as Sperry lost it on the way in, but apparently got a little help with that as he was fouled from behind. That'll send him to the free throw line after that push. And again, Kentucky has started their tournament action beginning this week. Here in West Virginia, we'll start ours in, I believe, next week. I think the girls are getting underway this week, if I am correct, James.
Yeah, I think you're correct, Chris. They'll get under, I think this weekend, maybe later this week, and then they'll be in the true throes of the regionals. You know, no more sectionals anymore. It's really hard to say when you start tournament play now. There's no more sectionals. It's this super region they've created now. I don't know. I got mixed emotions about it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like you. It's weird now not having sectionals anymore, and you know the super regionals. They are helping getting a lot of the better teams over to Charleston. But yeah, I'm like you. There's like not a sense of finality to it as there used to be.
Well, and you miss those like true rivalry games that, like, you know, you may play a sectional title that in essence is for a state championship. I mean, we saw that many years at Logan. So I think it's good you get more teams to Charleston, but at the same time I miss those close rivalries where you had to have the wins.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. There's just something different in the atmosphere whenever you knew that this is make or break regardless. And having it somewhere other than the Charleston Civic Center floor, you know, maybe doesn't seem as great to everybody else, but I mean, having that on someone's home floor and having that much at stake, it always brought communities out in pretty big numbers.
Speaking of that, Chris, I think you're going to have a really good crowd here tonight. Already kind of filing in here in the first quarter of the JV game. And we've seen for years, Chris, where the JV game, you are sparse in your crowd. But, you know, right now at least, you're starting to see it fill up.
Yeah, because we know the students get in for free tonight here at Chapmanville Regional High School. So we'll see how many take advantage of that.
Courtesy of one of our sponsors, Scott Amberg at State Farm.
Yeah, I was going to say we really appreciate him, but I'm not one of the students. But that's a very nice gesture by Scott Ambergy and trying to get this place filled out and trying to get all these students excited for this huge matchup here tonight. It's Capital trailing at 8-7 here on the take. Isabel couldn't finish it, but right behind him is Bolger for another 2. He's got 4 points now in the game. We've got 2 minutes remaining here in the opening quarter as a little miscommunication between Smith and Brock that time as that pass gets thrown away. And that music you're hearing, I think, in the background, I think that's Ashley Dalton playing around.
I think you are correct.
He's over here along the far side of us trying to get things situated with the light show later on. I keep hearing that thud and thump going on. I was like, that has to be Ashley.
Yeah, it's I'm not jamming out over here, I promise.
I was going to say, is JJ's phone blowing up or what? Is Wade able to get the bucket? And now a chance for an and one here. And now you see some of the Chapmanville fans coming in, got signs and everything else ready for this evening. I was going to say back in the day they would have had to double check us if that was us.
That was we were model fans in our heyday. I never watched anybody get kicked out of a Capital game.
No, never. Never had to hold us inside of the South Charleston Recreation Center while everybody else got to leave so that we didn't get maybe approached by anyone on the way out.
That's right.
I'll tell you, the early 2000s were a lovely time, folks. This triplet loses that one out of bounds. So it'll go back over to Chapmanville as Capital's taken the last 5 points and lead it now 12-8. As we head towards the final minute of the first quarter. Smith backs his way up, gets it over to Carter. Over now for Harless into the corner, and Coach Watts doesn't like what he sees, and he's going to call for a 30-second timeout to try and get his troops situated here. Again, they've only got this game and one more JV game left this year, James, and that'll be it for JV action on the season. And, you know, I was over in Kentucky there last week doing that JV tournament. That was really fun. Again, they had those in those districts over there. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that they do over in Kentucky that are obviously different from West Virginia, but I really like that format. I thought it was kind of fun.
I think it's a neat format. You could have a JV tournament. I would like to see West Virginia adopt something like that. The thing about Kentucky basketball, it's much different than West Virginia, Chris. West Virginia teams, 22 regular season games max. You may end up playing 28 if you win a state title.
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky plays 36.
I know. I mean, it's just
that's
so
regular
jammed.
season. Yeah. So, you know, you're going to get to play more in Kentucky. And there's a lot of arguments to be said that, you know, if you play more, you get more exposure.
Yeah, I said we've seen West Virginia trying to adopt some things from that way a few times. So it'd be interesting to see if they'd like to try and do something like that, just try and spice up things as far as JV goes. As bring it across the timeline after that miss is Wade. We're down to 45 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Denham gets it back out front for Wade. He'll swing it over near side for Scott, who just checked in. It's back out front. Scott had it off his knee, and that'll go out of bounds, and it'll go back over to Chapmanville. So the Tigers will get it back here with 35.6 seconds left in the opening period. Smith bobbled it momentarily, able to get it back. Now slices into the lane, gets fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. So a good take by Smith after being hounded all the way up the floor that time. A chance to try and get Chapmanville back within one possession here in the closing moments of quarter number one. Smith now to the free throw line. First free throws tonight for him, as he's able to knock down the first. Again, I want to thank our first quarter sponsor tonight, Logan Bank and Trust, helping us bring you the action this evening from Danny Gobby Gymnasium. As second free throw off, but Carter grabs the rebound, and he'll go up with the right hand and finish it. So a three-point trip for Chapmanville closes the lead down to one now here. We've got 15 seconds remaining. Inside, gives it to Denham, slams on the brakes, gives it back out to Isabel. He'll spin in the lane, trying to dish it off underneath, and it goes off the hands of Triplett. So Chapmanville will have a chance to try and take the lead here in the final 6.2 seconds as Carter will check out. Chapmanville looking for an inbound man right now, as Harless will go and take on that duty. Looking deep now, gives it in short as he'll get it back with a little bit of a head of steam here with three, with two up ahead to New off his hands and out of bounds.
Good design there off that full court inbound play. Had New there, he just couldn't handle it.
Now Wade will sling it 70 feet and just off to the right, and that will do it for the opening quarter. We'll be back right after this as you're watching high school basketball action on the D&D Sports Network.
Here at Logan Bank and Trust, we are committed to serving the needs of the Southern coalfields.
For any of your financial needs, we encourage you to stop by one of our 5 convenient locations or apply online today at lbnt.com.
Whether you choose to stop by or visit us online, our team is here to help you every step of the way.
Buying a new home, expanding your business? Choose Logan Bank and Trust. Let's bank together.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Twelve to 11, Capital leads it here as we start quarter number 2 in this JV contest. Chris Kidd, James Barker, J.J. Pruitt here. It's final home game of the regular season for the Chapmanville Tigers. And what a dandy it's going to be later on tonight. Again, we'll be on pay-per-view this evening for varsity action. Just make sure you sign up to join us here later on this evening as Beatty knocks down the 3. That's 6 points for him. Capital reclaims a 4-point lead. Fans able to get it back after the ball got deflected, gets inside, almost had the shot. Now gives it to Browning on the low block, and he gets swatted out of bounds. Good defense right there by Williams.
I think Browning kind of ran out of room there, didn't know what to do, puts the shot up. And, you know, the block goes out of bounds. Chapmanville gets the ball back.
Nice spin by Browning, gets rejected by Williams again. Browning tried to challenge a couple times, but Williams was up to the task both occasions. Wade out front with it. Gets a screen, now curling to the basket is Williams. This one deflected away, goes into the right corner, and that jumper buried by Mahood. 6-point lead now for Capital, largest lead of the game for them. Vance gathers, now gives it back as Sperry barrels inside, never quite had control of it, and now taken away by Bolger. Bolger tries to work his way in up the left side, kicks it back over to the far. Beatty into the middle, lobs a pass over to Wade. He'll take a contested three over everything, and going to be last touched out of bounds by Williams. So a couple of frantic possessions there back-to-back for both sides, and nothing great coming out of either one of them. Chapmanville looks to try and settle things. They bring it across here, and again, Wade picks up Vance at midcourt, trying to speed Chapmanville up a little bit. It's inside, nice look for Browning, goes to the right side, and this time Williams will pick up the foul.
Browning that time was able to use the rim as a protection there for Williams, not sending his shot back. So David will go to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, I was going to say, it takes a lot of bravado to go back in after having your shot blocked a couple times in a row by the same guy. And normally that chases me out of the lane pretty quick the rest of the evening. But David Browning, he's a tenacious competitor. He's going to go back and try and fight point for point, possession for possession.
Either that or he's just a very big Elvis Presley fan with return to center.
I hate that I laughed at that. Colin Hughes three out of bounds.
It's a great dad joke. Come on, Chris.
That was a dad joke. Normally it's me delivering the dad jokes, even though I'm not one, but I've got a ton of them. You can tell we had to work today. James and I both just having it beat out of us here as we're trying to get ourselves ready.
Well, this one's free.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, so get what you pay for.
Yeah, if nothing else, hopefully you'll enjoy our nonsense here for the next hour or so. As Williams gets fouled on the floor. Looks like they're going to get this one on Gollihue. Coach wants wanting an explanation, but probably not going to get what he wants. As he'll call it on the floor. Bolger trying to direct traffic. He'll just lob it in deep for Beatty to get things started on this possession. 6-point Cougar lead. Bolger, he'll line up a three. This one off to the left. Rebound fought for. Browning tries to tip it back in. Now it gets tipped again. And Mahood able to knock it off with Browning out of bounds. Good hustle right there on both sides. So Bolger will inbound once again underneath his own basket. Wade will take it, trying to find a crease. Vance doing a good job using the baseline as an extra defender, and a 5-second call going to be made here. And it was a quick 5 seconds.
It was. I don't know if 5 seconds ran off the clock there in the possession, much less. Nevertheless, Chapmanville ball. It was good defense for Vance, not taking that away.
Yeah, I'm just like you. It just didn't seem like he had it for that long, but now.
There's your makeup call.
Yeah, I was going to say turnover right back as they call a carry on Vance. I'm trying to think. I think the last game Chapmanville played was last Thursday over at Huntington Expression Prep. So again, 5 days is a good little layoff before this contest. It's now a steal on the inside as Blair able to deflect the pass. But yeah, I said, you know, you kind of see a little bit of rust on the JV team coming out in this one. As Blair's three rattles out. So Beatty will now walk it across the timeline. We've got 4:49 left here in the second quarter. Beatty trying to cross over on Gollihue, pass inside, dangerous, but Bolger able to gather it. Bolger backing his way down, turnaround long two-pointer, and Bolger just smooth on that jumper.
That almost looked like the guy we got to see Saturday, the Eli Sanko.
Yeah, again, he had a tremendous game on Saturday over at Willie Acres Arena. That was a phenomenal game between those two. So we get a blocking foul. And this thing, James and I have been on a nice little run here of down to the wire games. So
that we have.
I was going to say, it'd be nice to have another one here tonight. Sperry, nice three from the top of the three, and he'll knock it down.
That was a smooth shot from Eli Sperry there.
Second three of the game for the Tigers. Close the lead down to 5. Ends that 7-0 run for Capital. Almost a carry there from Mahood. Get it out for Beatty, lobs it in for Williams. Pass deflected by Sperry and taken by Chapmanville. Schollihue, and he'll call for a carry. Yeah, it seems like the ball's almost getting stuck on Chapmanville dribblers right now.
They both happen there right around the half court. Who knows what's gone on here in all this cold weather.
Now Capital will inbound from the far side. Isabel will give it over for Bolger. Bolger's got 6 points here in the first half, trying to size up Browning, and they're going to get Browning on the foul. Browning was a little surprised by that. He didn't think there was a lot of contact there. The official said otherwise. Isabel will just bring it up now. Schollihue outshadowing him near midcourt. He'll give it top of the key for Bolger. Has a little crease, and he'll knock it down again.
And Bolger has not been shy about shooting that outside shot. He hit the step back and then the three there.
He's got such a pretty shot, and now there's another carry on Chapmanville. That's 3 here in the last 2 minutes.
That's back to back to back on all 3 possessions. So that's a rare sight in any basketball game.
If I was Coach Watts right now, I'd be like, we need a new basketball or something. Because, I don't know, they've had 3 carries all season long on them. Inside, nice laser pass, able to find Mahood. He can't hit, rebound tipped around. Bolger able to get it, looked like he pushed off, and they will call an offensive foul on Bolger.
He lowered that shoulder and went right at it, and that's an easy offensive foul call.
And we got Coach Kevin Gertz in the building tonight too, James.
Man, listen. All the stars coming out for this one tonight.
I tell you, he's got his seat cover. He's ready to go tonight. Again, baseball season coming up here very shortly, so he's going to be back in action very quickly.
He is. He's sitting right next to a guy that will talk his ear off too.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think your boy chased off his friend there a minute ago. I tell you what, he's just enjoying his life right now. Inside Browning, little turnaround hook won't fall, and we get another whistle underneath. He's going to get a reach in now against Harless. And there's just been a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes here in the first half from the Tigers. Capital's played steady here so far, holding this 8-point lead. Is on the baseline. 4th shot there from Isabel, no good. And now we get another foul. They're going to get Schollihue on this one.
Yeah. We'll see Sperry check back in quickly.
Yeah, he got about half a breath on the bench. And Schollihue still not certain what it was that he did.
You got to get some size in there too, because right now Capital just muscling you inside.
Stay patient on this one as Bolger get it in his hands. Again, he's had the hot hand. Back over to Denham. He'll drive in right side. Puts one up on Browning. Can't get it as Sperry grabs the board. So Chapmanville trying to see if they can get something going here in the last 2 minutes of this half. It's good give and go to Sperry, but he couldn't knock it down. And then a tackle right after that. It looked like Mahood tripped, and then Sperry just ran right into him. And that will put Capital in the bonus for the rest of the first half. We'd like to thank our second quarter sponsor here this evening, Smell My Tarts, helping us bring you the action here from Danny Gobby Gymnasium. First free throw on the way. This one going to be too strong for Mahood. As Jackson Neal will check back into the game. And I hear Ashley Dalton still over there.
Yeah, still jamming.
He's still jamming away.
Jamming out.
Getting himself fired up for tonight's matchup. Mahood able to knock down the second. He's got 3 points now. 23-14. Chapmanville's just been held to 3 points here in this second quarter thus far. Harless will give it over to Sperry. He'll line up a three, knocked one down earlier this quarter, but not here. Rebound knocked away, and Harless able to get it back over to Vance. He'll step back, three on the way, and Jacob Vance knocks it down.
Nice little step back shot from Jacob Vance there. Much needed bucket for the Tigers JV squad.
Lead down to 6 here with 90 seconds to go in the first half. Isabel will give it off to Wade. He'll shovel it over for Bolger. Bolger looking. Nice little pocket pass there to Scott. Corner three, and he'll answer right back.
They called it a 2. It looked like, I thought it was a 3 as well, but they called it a 2. I guess was on the line.
So not until I've ruined my score sheet, but Wade comes away with a steal, drives in, and missed right at the rim. So we've seen a couple of those here in the first half from both sides. Now a take by Sperry as he'll be fouled on the floor, as Capital have one more foul to give, and they just gave it. Now both sides will be in the penalty for the rest of the half here with 58.6 seconds remaining. You can tell he's your son.
I know.
Inside Neal. Little turnaround, and he gets hacked. So that'll send him to the free throw line. So again, Chapmanville hasn't had a lot of success from the line here so far tonight. Just 2 of 6 here in the first half. Capital not much better. Again, 3 of 5 so far. Neal too strong on the first attempt. Again, that'll be something that'll loom large in varsity action as well. Free throw line between those two aggressive teams coming up next.
Well, I do have some good news for our viewers out there, Chris.
What we got?
No pay-per-view tonight. So
no, okay.
Good thing. Free broadcast, free of charge for you here on the D&D Network. Biggest game in the state tonight.
Absolutely. Again, without a doubt, this is definitely the biggest game in West Virginia here this evening. Again, you're going to get a lot of people curious as to how this one's going to turn out tonight. Again, North Marion took over that number 2 spot in the latest rankings, but all three, Chapmanville, North Marion, and Capital, getting number 1 votes coming into this week. So AAA is another one of those classes that's just completely up for grabs. Chapmanville trying to send a message here tonight. Again, they knocked off Bridgeport, who was the top 3 team, blew them out here just about a week and a half ago. Now going to try and see if they can get over on Capital, who's been ranked number 1 virtually all season long. We get another whistle and a foul, and that'll take us down to the other end as we've basically broke out into a free throw shooting contest here in the last couple of moments. This is about the only area I was going to thrive at back in the day.
County champ. I remember.
2-time county champ, James.
Oh, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, 3rd grade and 6th grade, baby.
I just remember the 6th grade.
Yeah, the other one I got at Mill Creek. I ended up going 10 for 10 just out of sheer luck, I think. I remember those first 2. They gave you those 2 practice free throws at the start, and they were off. They were way off. And then just the others happened to go down. So that's the end of my illustrious basketball career, right up there with MJ and LeBron and everybody else. Oh, nice dish by Wade underneath, and Mahood will draw the foul. Again, both sides just playing some lazy defense here in the last couple of minutes. Just a lot of reaching, a lot of grabbing.
Just more time for Coach Napper and the concession stand to make some extra money.
Again, you see this place starting to fill up now. Again, the Capital side over here next to us, filling up quickly. You're starting to see it along the far side now. 28-20 now in favor of Capital. Nice spin by Vance. He gets into the lane and looked to dish it off to Neal. Neal looked like he wasn't quite ready for a pass to come his way.
Yeah, it looked like Neal was moving away from the basket there at the end instead of toward the basket. And Vance just lack of communication there.
So I said it's just been little breakdowns in a lot of areas here tonight for Chapmanville. As Isabel, wow, what a long stride there as he gets his first two.
Nice little Euro step, lay in. I agree with you, Chris. It's just been kind of sloppy on the Chapmanville end of things, and right there it shows up again.
So I say that's kind of been a microcosm of the first half there for the Tigers. And then you look up, they're only down 10 here in the first half as Isabel runs over top of Vance, and they'll call him for a charge.
This has been one of the longest minutes
Oh, yeah.
of a basketball game.
And again, this has been a quick whistle officiating crew here. Actually got 3.1 seconds left in the half. See if they can fit in one more. There's a long pass inside, and yep, they sure did get one more in. So that one gets tipped out of bounds. Now let's see it with 2 seconds left. So it'll be Blair to inbound underneath. So look, fires it in. Neal makes the grab, and yep, we got one more
whistle.
Oh, man. And now it's Mahood complaining. He thought he just went straight up on defense, but they call him for the foul. So varsity game, like we said, will be approximately 20 minutes at the conclusion of this contest. The D&D Sports Network.
Smokey Armstrong here from United Motorsports of Belfry. Looking for your next adventure? We've got the motorcycles, side-by-sides, and ATVs needed to take your riding to the next level. Whether you're hitting the track, enjoying the trails, exploring the open road, or seeking comfort and style, we've got you covered with trusted brands like Honda, Polaris, and Kawasaki. At United Motorsports, we're not just about selling power sports, we're passionate about helping you find the perfect ride. Our team will work with you to customize your vehicle, offer expert advice, and provide top-notch service. No matter where your adventure takes you, ready to get started? Call us at 606-237-7311 or visit www.unitedmotorsportsbelfry.com or stop by today. Your next ride is waiting.
welcome back, everybody, here to Danny Gobby Gymnasium. Chris Kidd, James Barker, J.J. Pruitt here for the second half of this JV contest between Capital and Chapmanville. And we immediately go back to break. 30-second timeout by Chapmanville, trying to get that loose ball. And you look at the first half scoring, James, again, a lot of distribution on both sides. Again, Bolger led the way, led all scorers with 9 points. Then you had Beatty with 6, Wade with 5, Scott and Mahood with 4, and Isabel with 2 to round out the scoring for the Cougars. Chapmanville, nobody really exploding, as Sperry and Neal led the way with 4 points each, Gollahue with 3, Carter Harless with 2, Blair has 2, and Smith with 1. And it just kind of feels like Chapmanville needs someone to kind of take the lead right now on offense to try and get themselves sparked. And that's one way to do it, as they get it in quick to Sperry. He'll lay it in and one.
Sperry's kind of been that spark throughout the season for this Chapmanville JV team. When he gets going, they usually play pretty well.
And again, we saw his younger brother last week against Chapmanville Middle School put up 30 points in that loss to Chapmanville Middle. So again, this Sperry family, they've definitely been corn-fed coming up. There's some big old boys. If Eli looked at me in class, Nick, and said, "I'm not doing that," I'd be like, "Yeah, you're right, Eli."
Yeah.
This Isabel will bring it across the timeline, gets into the middle, and another whistle.
Yeah, they're making sure everybody has time to get seated.
I believe that's been the assignment here, because they called this game tighter than Game 7 of the NBA Finals so far here tonight. Get it into Wade in the corner. Bring the ball back out near midcourt here to reset. Smith had him pinned in along the side. Now nice dish inside to Williams, and one. We've got 3 fouls already, James, in just the first 41 seconds of this third quarter. Williams no good. That's his first bucket of the night. 32-24, Chapmanville trailing it. Vance into the corner for Adkins. He'll lob it back out for Browning. Looking back over to the senior. He'll give it off to Browning. Browning spins his way inside, ran out of real estate, now puts it up, no good.
Little baby sky hook there from Browning, couldn't go.
Now here comes Wade, good look inside. Williams wasn't quite ready for it, and there's Adkins with the steal. Up ahead, Sperry, able to gather it, gets it back out as a reset, start this possession. Smith, oh, what a crossover there as Isabel went for the steal. Now Browning will dump it down low. Smith, baseline jumper off the mark. Rebound tipped around, and Beatty comes up with it. And we get a foul. I tell you what, that was a pretty good stretch there, James. I think we had about 40 seconds without a foul there.
It was pretty clean basketball there for a while, Chris.
It almost felt like a flow was going to break out.
Yeah. And listen, officials are. We're losing officials left and right. You need officials in the game, but that's a foul. If it occurred, you're talking about 90 feet away from the basket there, Chris.
Yeah.
It didn't need. I mean, it was minimal contact. There wasn't a body that hit the floor. It wasn't a change of possession. Minimal contact. So.
Yeah, it's like I said. Tonight it's going to be a physical matchup. It's going to be a lot of back and forth between those two, a lot of motions on the line. So you're just hoping that in the varsity game they'll be allowed to play a little bit more, try and decide things. As Isabel able to jump the passing lane, gets the steal, drives in, and one. What a finish by Isabel.
Now that was a foul.
Yes, that one definitely.
Yeah, and a great finish by Isabel at the rim.
But that's already 14 fouls against Chapmanville in less than a minute 50 in this third quarter.
Get a shot of this guy right here. I mean, a brave soul, not only carrying your newborn daughter in, but Devin Collins in a Browns jacket as well. It's good to see him though back here at Chapmanville.
Again, just having his daughter, and glad that they're out of the hospital and able to be here tonight. Again, Devin, a Chapmanville Tiger legend.
Yep.
And on those back-to-back state title winning teams in 2017 and 18. You know he wanted to be here tonight as well, so it's good to see him in the house.
Speaking of in the house, I see our good friend from WVOW in the house down there as well, talking to Rob Dial. Bill Lusk made it in attendance here tonight.
3 from Atkins, good in the corner. He's able to knock that one down. He gets into the scorebook. Yeah, Bill's down there chatting somebody's ear off right
absolutely.
now. There's someone to talk to. Bill will find them. Old Bolger, nice little behind the back there in order to avoid that steal. Now inside, Bolger gets it back. A little short jumper up, and he'll knock it down.
I like this Bolger kid from Capital. He played real well. Can play inside and outside.
Now stolen back. Beatty gets up the shot. That one rattles out, and it'll stay here with Capital. So even though Chapmanville has had their woes here tonight with turnovers and everything else, Capital's just not really been able to put a fork in them and kill them off, even though they've had multiple opportunities to. They haven't been able to really get that far away from Chapmanville. Near side, Wade gets it back out front. Now Bolger will get it underneath, backs in, little fade away, and boy, every shot he puts up just looks good when it leaves his hands.
And he does the right thing. He gets a good matchup there, has the size, and then just gives a little bit of a lean and then takes the shot. I mean, he uses his body really well.
Yeah, because there's not a whole lot of flashiness to it or anything else he does. He just, it's like Larry Bird used to do, just being able to use his leverage, his advantage where he knew he had it. Now Atkins will inbound after the foul on Capital, as that's 2 team fouls on them as Smith dishes over for Browning. Nice give over to Sperry, and he'll lay it in. Sperry with 9 points. He's got 5 here in this third quarter so far. That pass nearly got away. Bolger able to gather it. Now he'll rise and fire and knocks it down.
Again, really like his game. Inside and out, plays hard, very, very heady. Great IQ on the floor.
He's got 14 now tonight as the lead up to 10. Vance jumper up, and Vance will knock it down.
And Vance has played well for Chapmanville as well.
Now you're seeing the offense is getting into a little bit of a rhythm here on both sides as Scott lost control of it and able to dive on top of it and just get the timeout in time. That'll be a 30-second timeout for the Cougars. Again, we'd like to thank our third quarter sponsor, Logan Regional Medical Center. Again, Logan Regional Medical Center, always here for you. You may have to be here for me if I continue to choke on my words here in this third quarter. Again, Chris Kidd, the struggling Chris Kidd, here with James Parker and J.J. Pruitt here tonight.
Speaking of always here, this crowd is probably the best we've seen so far here in Chapmanville this season.
Yeah, again, you keep seeing the bleachers filling up on both sides. Student section starting to get filled up over along the far side. Yeah, I think we'll be at near capacity by the time this varsity game gets going here tonight. Again, it'll be on D&D Sports, free tonight. Again, no pay-per-view this evening. So it'll be with you here on D&D Sports, again, live and free here tonight in this number 1 versus number 3 matchup in Class AAA. Smith's pass gets tipped, able to come up and save it with Smith. Great job by him to keep the possession. So bring it out to the left wing, looking in for Browning. Browning hits a cutting Sperry, goes up the left hand, can't get it, gets it back, and Sperry will put it in.
A good finish. Really like that he tried to use his left hand the first time. That was the correct move, just couldn't get it to go, and then fought his way for the rebound and put back. Chapmanville's cut it to 6 now, Chris.
Yeah, I was about to say, all of a sudden you look up, it's a 6-point game as Isabel, oh, what a fake, somehow threw it up and gets it to go.
He likes that little Euro step, able to finger roll that in somehow, some way.
Oh, that was an unbelievable shot. again, just great footwork in order to get there. Like you said, that Euro step set him up, but then he really didn't have anywhere to go with the ball in his right hand, and he just flipped it up, and what touch he had to get that to go down. Now Chapmanville will inbound, trailing by 8. Vance lost it off his foot. Taken back over into the left wing. 3 on the way and knocked down by Scott.
And just like that, Chris, back to an 11-point lead.
Browning in the corner, waiting, gives it off to Vance. Now Sperry has it tipped away, and here comes Scott out of the fray with it. Up ahead, one-on-one, Harless flies by, picks up the foul, and an and one for Tolliver. And they've got 14 players on the roster here, James, and that's the 9th one to score tonight.
And you can tell Capital has built from top to bottom this program.
Yeah, because again, you and I are old enough to remember those Capital teams in the late 90s, early 2000s that were very tough, very physical, won some state championships, and now they're back in the picture again here. As Browning can't finish on the rebound, tries to get it back now. Turn back to the right and now draws the whistle.
He didn't quit there. He stayed on it and able to get the tough shot up a couple times, but gets fouled and rewarded.
So that'll be the 3rd team foul on Capital, and now looks like a complete line change maybe starting to occur here for the Cougars, as they've got 4 up at the press row ready to check in as Browning misses on the first. Chapmanville now 7 of 12 from the free throw line here tonight. And they get a lot of the starters back into the game, so that was a great segment by a lot of the Capital bench, able to extend this lead. Browning misses on the second, taken away. The Cougars really for the first time have extended this lead tonight. What a steal by Atkins in the backcourt. He'll get it back in the corner, 3 on the way, but that one off the mark. Into the front court come the Cougars as Triplett gets tied up by Gollihue, but it will stay here with the Cougars. And see Zoe Murphy of the Logan Wildcats coming in now. Easier to watch this big matchup too. That is, I think you're going to see a lot of people from Logan and all around the area coming out to watch this one here tonight. And if they're not here, they're going to be with us here on D&D Sports later on. So make sure you like and share, get the word out, send the link out to everybody, let them know what's coming up here tonight. Number 1 versus number 3 coming your way here on D&D Sports as Bolger. That's the first time tonight we've seen one that was a little off from him. And now get a foul off of a rebound with 1:58 to go here in the 3rd.
So they called that on Chapmanville, I believe, and it'll be 2 shots. Yeah. I had actually thought they called it on Capital for a half second, but then nobody started moving. So Atkins picks up, I believe, his second.
They'll send Beatty to the free throw line now as his first free throw up and in. That'll bring Mahood back into the game. And Chapmanville got it down to 39-33, but the last 8 points have gone over to Capital. They get the last 10 points as that put back up and in by Denham as he gets his first basket.
Yeah, just a huge run the Cougars are on right now.
Inside, Atkins attacks, can't hit on the layup, taken away by Capital. Here they come running again. There's Triplett underneath, nice dish. Denham gets blocked though by Atkins. Great recovery by Austin Atkins, the senior. It's a minute and a half to go here in the 3rd. He'll give over to Carter. Carter looks inside. Browning trying to back in. Using his pivot foot, he'll kick it out for Gollihue. Gollihue gets in and he'll draw the foul. This is one of the few times I think this year in JV action, James, that you've seen a team that can match up size-wise with Chapmanville on the inside.
Yes. And this Chapmanville JV team has played really well. I don't know exactly their record, Chris, coming into tonight's contest, but they've won more than they've lost. I know that much, and it's because of their size, their ability to, out-rebound and out-physical teams, and tonight that's not been the case.
Donahue off on the first free throw. And second one short. Neal gets the rebound, though. He goes up, and that won't fall either. And we're going to get maybe a tie-up here. And a little extracurricular there, but it'll stay with Chapmanville. A minute 14 left in this third, and it's been a 10-0 run that still continues. Another miss around the rim and another foul committed. Going to get a push here on Mahood. And look who else is in the house now, James. So
get a shot on that guy.
Bina and Chile killing here tonight. And again, they are going to honor those state championship teams here this evening for Chapmanville. Kind of a reunion from them here this evening. As Neal hits on the first. So you get a chance to, I don't even want to say the glory days. Forget that. It was less than 10 years ago.
Yeah, let's say. Can't say glory days.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am not going to age us, and we're not going to put the program into a glory day situation. We're still in the middle of it right now. And it's Triplett able to hit. He gets into the scorebook.
But I also think they're going to honor that very first team that made it to the state tournament too, which is really cool for us, Chris. Is we got to watch that kind of happen. And that was, I still will never forget the Josh Booker shot here at Danny Gobby Gymnasium to put them in the state tournament.
Yeah, again, that was felt like an earlier game. Again, spring just kind of rolled around a little bit earlier that day. It was still somewhat light out as the game was going on, and game tied. Butcher got screen at the top of the key, buried that three, and sent Chapmanville to the state tournament for the first time ever. And now it's not a distant memory, but boy, it feels like forever ago now after all the success Chapmanville has had since then. Beatty able to get the put back. 10 seconds left here in the quarter. As Dollahue's take, can't get it to go. Mahood will get the rebound. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1, and they will get a shot off. No, off to the left. And that'll do it for the third quarter as Capital opens things up. They lead at 53-37 heading to the final 8 minutes. Back after this as you're watching high school basketball on the D&D Sports Network.
At Logan Regional Medical Center, our comprehensive inpatient rehabilitation.
Looking for a new healthcare provider? Come see us at Tug Valley Wellness Clinic. We take all patients from the ages 2 and up. Our staff has over 30 years of medical experience. We do everything from DOT physicals, wellness exams, adult and child, walk-in visits, and more. Call us today at 304-236-3601 or reach us Monday through Friday.